Konnichiwa, Japan fans. In today's show, we're going to talk about listening. Za eigyo desu. Sore de wa ikimashou. So let's get going. This is the 5th year of the Sales Japan series podcast, broadcasting around the world from the Beverly Hills of Japan, Minato-ku, here in downtown Tokyo. It is chic central. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy, committed to your success, the president of Dale Carnegie Training Tokyo, Japan, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, Japan Business Mastery, Japan Presentations Mastery, and now my new book in Japanese, Za Eigyo, is available on Amazon. In this podcast, I want to help you to survive COVID-19. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn, who, unlike many other podcast hosts, have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on iTunes. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Tuesdays, the Presentation Japan series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show. And Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. This is episode number 275. Today we're talking about listening skills for salespeople. Well, today we're going to talk about the importance of listening for salespeople. That might sound ridiculous. You might be thinking, well, of course I listen to the buyer. I can assure you, my wife often complains that I am not listening to her. So we may be deluding ourselves as to what level of world champion listener we actually are. You may be thinking, well, listening to my partner may have a few flaws, but I'm a legend when listening to people who can pay money and buy from me. We think we are listening, but are we really listening? Are we listening for what is not being said? Are we listening with our eyes? If you have ever lived in a country where you don't speak the language or don't speak it well, your senses, especially your eyes, become so attuned to communication through body language and tone, etc. When we are capable in the language, we get lazy, especially if it is our native language. Let's go deep on understanding if we are a good listener or not. There are 5 levels of listening. Number 1, ignore. You might be saying to yourself, wait a minute, I never ignore the client when they are speaking. Is that true, though? The client may say something that triggers a strong thought in our mind. We are now diverted from what they are saying to what we are thinking. We are now seized on some vital point we need to make back to them, given what they have just said. In effect, we are no longer paying full attention to them because we are consumed by our own thoughts. Fundamentally, whatever they are now saying has drifted off into the mist, and we are fixated on this key point we are bursting to make. Number 2, pretend. In this case, we are nodding our head and looking like we are concentrating, but we may not be really taking in what we're being told. I'm reminded of that Robert Palmer song lyric from his hit Addicted to Love about the lights are on, but you're not home, meaning your eyes are open, but you're not listening to me. Again, our mind may be working on what we are going to say. We may have been given an indication from the client on something that interests them, and we are getting ready to tell them all about it. Or if we hear something that sounds like buyer resistance, we are now mentally getting our evidence ready to go into battle with the client. We are playing out the conversation we're about to have in our own mind and have left participating in the one happening right at this moment. Come on, admit it. You've done this during a sales call. I know I have. Find out more. We come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public programs, but we also do custom-made in-house classes. Now, we do them in our super safe classroom, we do them live online, and we do them in Japanese, and we do them in English. Now, today's show is being brought to you by, on the 8th of February, we're doing Confident English. On the 14th of February, we're doing Leadership Training for Managers. On the 16th of February, we're doing the Dale Carnegie course 3-day immersion version. And on the 4th of March, we're doing the full 12-week Dale Carnegie course. And then on the 9th of March, we're doing Winning with Relationship Selling. Check out our website, www.dale-carnegie, carnegie.co.jp. Get my best-selling books, Japan Sales Mastery, that's the Bible for selling in Japan, and Japan Business Mastery, and my new book, Japan Presentations Mastery. And they're all available on Amazon. If you like learning by watching videos, then we have over 1,000 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show in Japan, comes out Mondays. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show, and Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders in Japan from SMEs all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Now, every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. And don't forget, you can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. Number 3, selective. Salespeople have a highly tuned ability to hear buying signals and key information. Our listening skills are directed only to hear a yes or a no and nothing else. There may be key information attached to that yes or no, but we are not listening for that. We are filtering what we hear according to our interests. Effectively, we're only partially listening to the client. We do this because we have to be efficient. That's a good thing, efficiency. But are we being effective? Japanese is a good language for salespeople. It forces you to hear the client out because the verb comes right at the end of the sentence. You don't know if it is a positive, negative, past tense, future tense, or present tense statement until the very end of what they are saying. In English, the verb pops up in the middle of the sentence, so we can start blasting away with our reply manufacturing process while they are still talking. We often hear a yes or a no, and we just dump everything else, waiting for a break in the traffic so we can jump in. There may be vital information coming after that indication which we are ignorant of because we've jumped the gun on our reply formation process. Number 4, attentive. In this case, we are giving the client our full attention. We are not filtering for buying signs or resistance. We are not interrupting the buyer. We are paraphrasing back to them what we heard. We are not thinking what we are going to say because we are fully absorbed by what they are saying. Number 5, empathetic. This is the highest form of listening, where we are listening with our eyes as well as our ears. We are reading what is going on behind the words. We are conscious of what is not being said, and we are listening to the tone of how we're being told the information. We're trying to meet the buyer in the conversation going on in their mind. So, how did you score your listening skills when talking to buyers? Could you do a better job of listening? I think I should do a lot more with my listening skills, starting with my wife. It'll be good practice for listening to buyers during my sales calls. Thank you for joining the Sales Japan series. If you found the program useful, please work on your karma and share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Immediately apply what you've learned today. Use it and go out there and survive. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guy in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.